I grew up in Afghanistan in a city called Herat. Um, I have I lived there for almost 12 years of my life. With my parents, I lived.
I'm from Afghanistan. From Afghanistan, the city of Mazar Sharif.
All right, let's do it. All right, my name is Ryan. I grew up in a country called Nigeria. And where I was born in, we have village and we have cities. So I was born in the village, and really growing up for me was just, I guess, I don't want to say tough, but I wouldn't say easy either.
Because of security reason, we moved here. My dad was a journalist, so he worked with the U.S. for a long time, I think 16 years. About like the things that were happening in Afghanistan, obviously it's not a really safe country, especially at that time, and writing about the things that were happening, and he was a reporter as well, so yeah. Since he was working with the U.S. and Afghanistan, because of Taliban and stuff, we moved, and that was suggested by his company, like the company that he was working with, so that's why we left.
Because of education and schools, they didn't allow girls to go to school from grade 6 because they believe girls should stay home and cook and do housework, and boys should get education only. So to achieve my dreams and to study, we moved here. Before, girls could go to school till college, till they graduate, but then when the people took over, they banned girls from going to school like 4 years ago, something. I love school so much. I had a lot of friends there. We didn't want it to happen. We wanted to go to school. So I feel very sad because of it. Because in the cities around us, they said people were talking in news that girls aren't allowed to go to school. I saw in news some girls crying, standing in front of school doors. By the time our school still allowed students to go to school, I was 7th grade. And they said our school will also be ban girls from going there. So that's how I found out.
So did you get to finish the school year?
No, I just started not even a month, and then we came here. Actually, a lot of girls from school, they all came together. They were trying to say we want to go to school. They did protest in front of the school door, but they got hit, I heard, and they kicked them out. Of course, everyone wants education, and so being at home and just leaving school half your age, I don't know how to say, was very sad.
All right. So so it started in when I was 4 years old. We got a call from U.S., this country, saying that my dad had a stroke, and they said like my mom needed to come see him immediately and stuff like that, and they only had her passport like ready. They didn't have mine ready. So my mom left me when I was 4 to go see my dad, and then she got there around 2012, if I remember. So I had to live with my aunt for like 7-ish years, and I would say I did kind of miss her, not gonna lie. But so my mom, like I said, in 2019, my mom got my passport and everything ready. So she came home to Nigeria. We stayed there for like a month, and then when it was time for me to go, we left and we landed in January, I believe, early January, something like that. So after that, I started school in Napier Elementary. Still got the bracelets for now. But I started school in Napier Elementary, and I spoke English, but not English. We spoke more like pidgin English. So it was like normal English, but it's way, 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 way broken. So since I couldn't properly, fluently speak English, I had to place in a class where, to teach me how to do all this type of stuff. And it did take a long time, but looking back, I think I did all right.
It took about like a year for us to come to America. We first left my city and went to the capital city of Afghanistan, and we were there for about, I think, 40 days. And then we went to one of the neighboring countries of Afghanistan, which was Tajikistan. We stayed there for about 4 months, I believe. And then we went to one of the immigration or refugees camps in Abu Dhabi. And we were there for about 5 months. Then we moved to the US. So it was a long journey.
Yeah, long process.
I guess the environment was pretty friendly. I made a lot of friends there, and it wasn't bad for us children, but for my parents it was hard because they were constantly moving and there was no school there. So I was not going to school for about 6 months, and before in Afghanistan, the schools were closed for COVID reasons and stuff. So
I actually didn't know we were coming here. I found out a month ago. I mean, a month before coming here. And I was happy, but I was sad at the same time because a lot of my classmates, they couldn't go to school and they couldn't get educated. Yeah, that makes me sad. It took a long time. We stayed in Doha, in Qatar, for 3 months. The camps, it was a lot of people and very small. It was not a very good environment, so it was hard.
Something that a teacher did that made sense to me was obviously like when I couldn't pronounce a word because of my accent. To this day, I still have the accent. There's certain words I still cannot pronounce. But when I was in ENL, there's a word I can't pronounce, and teacher she came, she helped me, she reassured me, she comforted me, and then say this is the proper way of how to do it, and it just made me feel better about myself. Cause sometimes when I can't pronounce a word or say something right, I just don't bother saying it. So when she came up enlightened and stuff said this is how you say it, made me feel more confident about myself. It made me feel more confident in how I speak. And to this day, I appreciate her a lot because she's one of the main reasons why we can have a normal conversation right now. Because if she wasn't the reason, I'll still be speaking my language to you. That's it.
ENL was very helpful, especially my ENL in 8th grade. They helped me a lot to learn English, to know what my classes were about. Yeah, it was fun.
it's been 3 years since I moved to America. And I finished my ENL exams and all of that last year.
Okay.
So I guess it was pretty quick than most of the kids that I know. And I think the reason was because the school that I was in, there weren't many Afghans or Farsi-speaking people. So it kind of I had to push faster and harder to be able to communicate with others. In my other school, the only thing that was, since English wasn't my first language and I couldn't understand, the only thing that I got help with was going to, instead of going to Spanish for that year, I went to an extra English class to just, speak with other students and stuff. So that was helpful. And here, when I came here, I came here last year, at the end of last year. Mm-hmm. So I guess here it wasn't that helpful, my learning English journey. Mm-hmm. But the teachers are really nice. The ENL teachers are really nice, and they tried their best to make a good environment for us to speak, to communicate, and all that.
My dream since I was a little kid was to be a doctor. Mm-hmm. So I want to achieve that one day.
Do you know what type of doctor or just in general?
Heart surgeon. I just liked it because my family, they wanted me to be a doctor. They always cheered me up for it, so I just liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I do plan on going to college. It's kind of like a 50-50 right now for me, because my future plan is I want to be an actor, and I'm trying to build my foundation early on. So at the same time, acting is not something where you quickly get ahead and stuff like that. So I want to have a backup career. So that's why I'm going to college. I'm going to go to college to get my PA, physician assistant. Yeah, just a little something that I have, just so I have something going on, just in case like acting doesn't work, but I believe acting will work. And where do I see myself in 10 years? Shit, hello. I'm 17 right now.
Yes.
So in 10 years, I'll be 27. By 27, I'm hoping to get married. And that's probably, hold up. Probably I hope to have a kid by then. And, you know, start building my family, start building my future, you know, continue my legacy and stuff like that. Yeah, that's it.
The first thing that came up to my mind, yes, I made it. That was what came to my mind because it was a long journey and it was tiring, to be honest, at the last few months. Not knowing where you're going, not knowing what's gonna happen. Will I go back to Afghanistan? And when we were in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, we stayed there for 6 months, I said. And as soon as we came, all our work was done. The only thing was that the flights got canceled for that refugee camp, so we were there for 5 months without knowing what's gonna happen next. We might get sent back to Afghanistan where we're not safe, but there is other chance that we might get out of here and come to the US. So the first thing that came to my mind, and I think my family as well, yes, we made it. I guess coming closer to my faith, and I guess I'm trying to think of the word, I forgot. Coming closer to my faith was something that helped me try for my own future, and not only for this life, afterlife, which I guess that's the only thing. I'm trying for this life, why wouldn't I try for someone that created me and someone that who created me and who has provided me life in here. Islam, if it wasn't for Islam, I wouldn't have came this far. I wouldn't have tried as much as I am right now. I don't know how to translate it. It's a really hard type of Farsi, so that's all I know. It's from a really famous poet called Hafiz. ما ز یاران چشم یاری داشتیم، خود غلط بود آنچه میپنداشتیم، تا درخت دوستی کی بردهد، حالیا رفتیم و تخم میکاشتیم. گفتگو آیین درویشی نبود، ورنه با تو ماجراها داشتیم. شیوه چشمت فریب جنگ داشت، ما خطا کردیم و صلح انگاشتیم.